It's time for another edition of Focus Forward here on Studio 3. My name is Jamie Salinas, the Executive Director of Forward Worthington. Of course, that is the combination of the Chamber of Commerce, Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the Worthington Regional Economic Development Corporation for the Worthington area. This time we are at New Vision Co-op. We are we're just south of Brewster proper here in their administration building, and we're going to be talking today with a few folks, finding out exactly what goes on, what happens at New Vision throughout the year. So I've got a couple of guys with me here. I've got Keith Newman, and Keith, we're going to start with you here. We're going to talk grain. You're with the grain department, right? How long?
That's correct.
How long have you been with New Vision overall?
I've been with New Vision for a little over 11 years.
Well, beyond did you start out in grain, or did you start in a different department and you just kind of went up the ranks, or what's going on?
My career, I've been in grain for over 30 years. Yeah, with New Vision, 11 years I've been the grain division manager.
Okay. So what goes on with the grain division? I know there's multiple locations for New Vision. What happens in the grain department exactly?
So our responsibility in grain is to provide our membership, the customers that do business with New Vision. Our responsibility is to provide markets for that grain, provide services. We provide pricing contracts and choices for those producers. We give some marketing advice. We have 17 locations. 5 locations that are on major railroads, so we have access to multiple markets, export markets, rail domestic markets across the country, as well as local ethanol and feed markets. So we have access to several markets that keep our locations and our business competitive for our customers.
Wow, I mean that's for your customers. That's a lot of services that you guys can offer, especially in the marketing part. I mean that's pretty cool. Up the street is the elevator for Brewster. Can you kind of explain the process during harvest? We all see those big old trucks with all the grain loaded up and everything, and they're coming over to you guys and stuff. Can you kind of walk us through the process exactly? What happens with all that grain when you get to any of the elevators?
Sure. So when the grain comes in, of course, it's sorted by commodity. The 2 major grains that we handle are corn and soybeans. So as that grain comes in from the producer, it's weighed, it's graded, and then as it's graded, it's separated in our facility by bin, depending on, of course, the commodity as well as the grade. So then we hang on to that grain. Depending on the market, we will load it out either by truck if there's a truck market in the area, or this facility here in Brewster, which is a shuttle loader. A high percentage of that grain is loaded out by shuttle train, which is a 110-car train, which holds approximately 430,000 bushels.
Wow, that's a lot. So how long on average would you say that you would hold on to grain exactly?
It'll vary year by year depending on the market situation, carries in the market, but typically we may carry that grain 3 to 4 months before we load it out, and it depends on market or producer marketing patterns. We typically fill up at harvest time. And then once we get past harvest, we do have producers that are selling grain off the farm, bringing it in. So we begin to start shipping grain out that we may have taken in at harvest time, just to make space for those tool ride bushels that the farmer is bringing in after harvest.
Okay. So overall for you, as far as just the whole grand scheme of things, what is your favorite part of the year? Is it planning? Is it harvest time when everything's all coming in and everything on your end really gets some action?
Yeah, for me, it is harvest time. I've been in this business over 30 years, and the fun part of my business is harvest time. I mean, that's when the producers bring in a large amount of grain in. things are busy. There's a lot of action, and yeah, I like staying busy, and yeah, that's the fun part of my business.
Right on, right on. That's Keith Newman. He's with the grain department here at New Vision Co-op. Now, let's go to my left here. We're going to talk to Josh Hilbrands. You are with the agronomy department. What is agronomy?
Good question. So the agronomy department handles, similar to Keith's stance on servicing customers that we deal with, the member owners. We are responsible for helping the customers make agronomic decisions in the field. So today we service and sell seed, chemical, and fertilizers, and multiple other services from precision and other areas technology-wise. But for us, it's about making that recommendation and helping that grower try to grow the biggest crop they possibly can and be economically feasible too.
So, are you going out? If a farmer's coming in and saying, "Hey, I'd like to get some of your products," what do you suggest? What kind of processes do you go through to help them figure out which of your products is best for their land?
Yeah, so we have 9 salespeople, agronomy salespeople on staff that help make that recommendation. And a lot of it is based upon what that specific grower farm field is requiring or recommended. And it can vary from different areas for seed, chemical, and fertilizer. It's really specific to the grower and to what that field and ground is calling for. And so we handle an array of different products across all categories of business. So it really gives us a big portfolio to choose from when we do that.
Very good. Now I'll ask you the same question I asked Keith. What is your favorite part of the season?
Yeah, mine would be opposite. It'd be spring. For us, that's our busy time. Last year we did all of our acres in 8 days. And so when we do 80,000 acres in 8 days, for us, it's a grind.
Yeah.
And the challenge to get it done in a timely fashion, because it's one of the most important things. If we can get the ground fit and fertilized and ready for corn or soybeans to be sowed in or planted, that prolongs the process, and the yield drag and things like that happen. So it's really important to us to hit that time.
Yeah. Talking here with Josh Hilbrands. He's with agronomy. We were talking with Keith Newman. He is with grain. They're part of the whole process with New Vision Co-op. We've got more guys to talk to here. We're going to do that coming up here on Focus Forward. Welcome back to Focus Forward here on Studio 3. My name is Jamie Salinas, Executive Director of Forward Worthington and your host. And we are here at New Vision Co-op, or at the Administration Building, which is just to the south of Brewster, of the city of Brewster. And we are talking now with Grant Prinz. Grant, you are with the feed department. First off, how long have you been with New Vision and in agriculture overall?
Sure. I've spent most of my life in agriculture. I grew up in a family business where we manufactured feed, and we're in the grain business. At New Vision, I've been here for 15 years and led the feed department now for 10.
Oh, wow. Okay. So family history and everything. So it seemed like a natural fit for you then.
Yeah. Yep. It's really the only thing I've ever done.
So the feed department for New Vision, how does that go? What goes on day to day?
Sure. So we got New Vision has 4 feed mills throughout southwest Minnesota. We got one in Mankato, one in Worthington, one in Windham, and one in Magnolia. We manufacture feed for all types of livestock. I believe there's 7 different species now. 3 of our mills, Magnolia, Windham, and Mankato, mostly manufacture swine and poultry feed. The mill in Worthington is a little bit different in that we have abilities to make pellets there, and we also bag there. So we do a lot of different types of feed there because of those abilities to make feed in that form. So the mill in Worthington runs 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. During our busy seasons, we will work Saturday and Sundays if weather gets nasty or we have short weeks or anything like that.
Sure. How about are you using all of the grain that comes in during harvest time with the soybeans and the corn? Is that the main grains that you're using to make your products?
Our main ingredient in feed is corn. Today, I believe we use approximately 20% of the corn that New Vision handles goes through our feed mills. The other 80% is marketed elsewhere. but corn is our main ingredient in feed. We don't really use soybeans per se, but we do use soybean meal, which is a byproduct of a soybean processing plant.
So I asked a couple of the other guys earlier about this, but and this could be wide open for you. It's like a favorite part of the season. Of course, we were talking with Josh from agronomy. Of course, his favorite part of the season is the springtime. With planting and everything. And with Keith, he loves harvest. With the grain department. How about you? Do you have a specific a favorite part of the year?
I think, feed stays pretty steady and busy throughout the year. We do have different seasons per se, different ages of livestock, things like that. But I would say our favorite season is probably the summer due to the fact that the weather's nice, the roads are good, and it eliminates some of the challenges we got to go through in the wintertime. So,
All right, talking to Grant Prince. He is with the feed department here at New Vision. Coming up, we're going to be talking to the CEO next here on Focus Forward. Welcome back to Focus Forward here on Studio 3. My name is Jamie Salinas from Forward Worthington, Executive Director. And this time we are still here at New Vision Co-op, this time talking to the head honcho here of New Vision Co-op. We've got CEO Matt Ashton with us. Matt, so talk about first, how long have you been in agriculture overall? And then how long have you been with New Vision?
Sure. I've been in ag for about 25 years in the cooperative industry, and with New Vision just over 4 years as a CEO. So.
Did you have what do you feel was the path that got you to get a title like CEO? Because when people hear CEO, they're like, yeah, this guy knows it all.
I've done a lot of everything throughout the cooperatives. I've applicated, delivered feed, ran machines, so worked my way up through the system. My background is primarily in the grain side, but it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I really enjoy New Vision and the opportunity that we have here every day.
So do you feel in your position then, do you feel you need to be that kind of the jack of all trades? You've done a little bit of everything, so you kind of know a little bit of what all of your employees are doing for their day-to-day?
Yeah, I think certainly my background and my experience has helped, so I understand the challenges that they have every day when they bring them to me, and certainly opportunities that we have has helped me, and it helps guide decisions that we make every day. And I think that it's a lot better to have the experience that your people are going through every day to be able to relate to them and understand the challenges that they have. So, yep.
Yeah. So what kind of walk us through maybe a typical day for you, maybe probably more exciting during the season than maybe right now, but what kind of things are you doing on your day-to-day on a typical week in the season, say?
A lot of problem solving, helping people with the challenges on the day-to-day, a lot of strategic planning. When our people are busy, with harvest in spring is usually my slow time. And so winters and the summers are really busy for me because we've got a lot of strategic planning and meetings and things like that are going on. We're really focused on the future and what we're doing today, but also what we need to be doing today for the future. And so a lot of my day is spent on the strategic planning and working with the division managers and the board of directors on that.
Very good. Here's a question that just kind of popped in my head: the future of agriculture. Students, maybe kids, may be involved in FFA, or maybe someone that's trying to go for some sort of ag-related degree at the university level. What sort of advice can you offer those kids that are coming up that want to have a career in agriculture?
Well, ag is really exciting. I mean, there's so many opportunities, technology-wise, communications, marketing. I did not grow up on a farm. I worked on a farm throughout my high school and college. So there's lots and lots of opportunities for kids that are in ag, that come from a farm background. But I think it's really important that everybody understands that there's lots of opportunities. And it's not the silos and everything that you see as far as the structures, but there's a lot of things in the background. Accounting is really important, finance, like I mentioned, IT. So there's just a lot of opportunities for kids, and you don't necessarily have to have an ag background.
Sure. Okay. I've kind of been asking this last question here to the other guys that I've spoken to, and I think you kind of alluded I think I kind of know what you're going to say, but your favorite part of the year. I'm guessing it's probably, you kind of alluded to it, winter, summer. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, this time of year actually is exciting for me because there's a lot of planning and strategic long-term planning that goes in, and board retreats and things like that. But I grew up on the grain side of the world, so harvest is always it's a lot of fun for me too. But I do enjoy this time of the year as well.
Very good. He's Matt Ashton. He is the CEO of New Vision Co-op. Many different locations. How many different locations?
18.
There we go. So anytime that if you're popping into a New Vision Co-op, even if Matt's not in that particular facility at that time, maybe mention, and maybe if you see Matt, mention to him too that you saw everybody here from New Vision on Focus Forward here on Studio 3. So Matt, thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for coming.
So we'll be back next. We'll talk about what's coming up on the calendar for the Chamber here on Focus Forward. Go back to Focus Forward here on Studio 3. My name is Jamie Salinas, your host, Executive Director of Forward Worthington. And it's time to talk about a couple things coming up here on the calendar for Forward Worthington. Let's talk about the Worthington Career Fair. That is going to be coming up on Thursday, February 15th, over at Worthington High School. It's going to be from 8 to noon. Now, this one is mainly aimed at the students. So folks that come out for it that are want to highlight their business or organization will be talking to a lot of the Worthington High School students. You'll be talking about exactly what your company does, what you do day to day, and how they could be a part of it. So that'll be coming up. Like I said, that'll be on Thursday, February 15th, Worthington Career Fair over at WHS from 8 until noon. Next thing we'll talk about here, King Turkey Day. I know we're in January yet, getting into February, but it'll be here. It's going to be here, of course, always the second Saturday after Labor Day. But in the early process of King Turkey Day, lots of stuff that the committee is planning. Right now, they're looking for ideas on a theme. So it is the 85th annual event that'll be coming up in September. And what ideas do you think should be for their theme for this time around? Of course, it was You Betcha Y'all last year for the 84th. Now they're looking for a little help on what you think should be the theme for this year. So if you have any kind of theme that you want to share with the King Turkey Day board, all you got to do is go to their Facebook page. There is a post on their Facebook page asking for theme ideas. Make a comment. I put my idea in there. My idea for it was turkeys have more fun. So if you think you have one better, get over to the King Turkey Day Facebook page. Make that and put yours in the comments, and we'll see if we can make your theme a reality. That is going to do it for another edition of Focus Forward here on Studio 3. Of course, if you know anyone that is interested in being a member of Forward Worthington, please have them give us a call at our office, 372-2919. We'd be happy to talk to them. That's it for Focus Forward. We'll see you next time.